Charlie sat hunched over his desk in the cramped tech support booth, typing furiously on his computer. The intergalactic communications terminal hummed with a rhythmic beep that made his eyelids droop. Another day in the endless grind of fixing broken alien gadgets for beings who spoke a dozen different languages. He sighed, resting his head in his hand for a moment, then flicked the monitor back on. Human tech support. Can I help you with something? He muttered, half to himself. It had become a daily chant at this point. His coffee mug was half empty, though he hadn't had the energy to fill it for the last hour. A soft knock at the door drew his attention. He half expected it to be another disgruntled customer, but the person who stepped inside wasn't quite what he imagined. She stood there, tall and imposing, her forearms crossed, her green skin almost glowing under the harsh lights of the office. Her face was sharp, framed by a cascade of silver hair. Her eyes were a striking shade of yellow, glowing faintly, with irises shaped like crescent moons. The tattoos across her arms pulsed lightly as she took a step forward, her gaze never leaving Charlie. Can I help you? Charlie asked, trying not to sound too thrown off by her presence. He was used to weird alien species at this point. He had to be, but she had that certain *something star. I require assistance, the alien woman said, her voice smooth and deep. You are the human technician, yes? Yep, that's me. Charlie, he said, straightening up and offering his hand, unsure if she'd understand the gesture. How can I help? My name is Zara. She stepped closer, her four hands delicately examining the various tech tools on his desk. I'm in need of a very specific service. She paused, raising one eyebrow at him. I am experiencing a medical issue, and your species might be the only one capable of resolving it. Charlie blinked. Wait, so you came to me for medical helps? He looked around the room, half expecting a medical kit to magically appear. I'm not a doctor, lady. I fix machines star. Not whatever you've got going on. Zara smiled faintly, though there was a hint of discomfort in her expression. I am aware, human, but my species requires a unique form of assistance, special medicine. She spoke the word with an exaggerated emphasis, as if it was somehow significant. Medicine? Charlie echoed. I mean, okay, I'm no expert in pharmaceuticals, but maybe I could recommend a local doctor. Her eyes locked onto his. I require a rare flower from a dangerous planet to make the medicine I need. Your species, humans, are known for being able to retrieve it. Charlie leaned back in his chair, confused but intrigued. Wait, you're asking me to go get some flower ? You sure you didn't call the wrong number? This doesn't sound like a tech issue at all. Zara's eyes narrowed slightly. I assure you, human, this is no ordinary flower. Without it, I will not be able to survive, and I am in no position to travel alone. Charlie snorted, scratching his chin. Okay, sure, flower. So, what makes me the chosen one for this task? Her gaze lingered for a moment, as if weighing her next words carefully. Humans are particularly skilled at handling dangerous situations. You are resourceful. Your species has a reputation for surviving extreme environments. Charlie raised an eyebrow. So you need me to go out there and get your magic flower while you sit here in the safety of my comfy office. He had to admit, there was something about the way she was looking at him that made him feel a little more than just helpful star. Your resourcefulness is what I require, she continued, ignoring his sarcasm. And humans have shown time and time again that they are capable of achieving the impossible. Charlie was starting to get a sense of where this was going, but his curiosity overpowered his initial reluctance. Okay. You need me to pick up some weird, rare flower to make your medicine. What's the catch? Or is it just that humans are the special ones who get things done? Zara's lips curled into a smirk. The flower will allow me to create a special potion a medicine that heals and revitalizes. But it requires physical proximity to a compatible being. A human, specifically. Charlie tilted his head, feeling the weight of the word sink in. Physical proximity, he asked cautiously, the word feeling more loaded than he expected. Yes, she said slowly, her voice smooth and almost calm. It is an essential part of the process. Without it, the medicine will not work as effectively. Human involvement enhances the efficacy of the remedy. Charlie, still processing, couldn't help but let out a nervous laugh. So you're telling me that I'm the key to your medicine workings? Her eyes glinted with something that could only be described as amusement. Yes, Charlie, you are necessary star. He ran a hand through his hair. Look, lady, I don't know how you do things on your planet, but where I come from, that kind of thing usually happens after dinner, and not before I go risking my life for you. He chuckled, trying to lighten the mood. Zara didn't flinch. You misunderstand. It is simply a biological necessity. I need you to retrieve the flower and administer the medicine in close contact star. Administer it, Charlie repeated, his face flushing. I mean, okay, that's a little more than I bargained for. I assure you, human, it is not as complicated as you think. I will not require your, she paused, blinking, full involvement. But your help is imperative star. Charlie's face was now fully red. Right. Okay. So, flower, dangerous planet, and apparently I'm the key to everything working out. Fine, I'll help. But I'm making no promises about getting all hands on star. Zara studied him with a tilt of her head. I trust you understand your role in this. Yeah, sure, Charlie muttered, half to himself. I get it, rescue the damsel, save the day, get some weird medicine in the process. Simple. He cleared his throat, finally meeting her gaze again. Just tell me where this planet is, and we'll go get your flower. The faster we're back, the sooner I can forget this whole thing ever happened. Zara's lips curled into a faint smile. Good. We leave immediately. And as Charlie prepared for the strange adventure ahead, he couldn't shake the feeling that medicine wasn't the only thing that would get administered along the way. Charlie paced back and forth in the small preparation room of the ship. He was supposed to be getting ready for a life-threatening journey, but all he could think about was the weird conversation he'd just had with Zara. Physical proximity, she had said, with that calm, confident look on her face, as if everything she said was absolutely normal star. He couldn't stop mentally replaying the moment. You are necessary. He rubbed his temples. She didn't seem to mean it like that. It wasn't like he had to sign up for some strange intergalactic relationship, right? It was just some medicine star. But then again, he was still trying to wrap his head around what kind of medicine required humans involvement. Focus, Charlie, he muttered to himself, glancing at the various supplies spread out before him. There were ropes, some kind of advanced alien tech, and a helmet that looked way too shiny to actually be useful. He picked up a multicolored tube of what seemed like nothing more than some kind of glowing goo and twisted it in his hands. Zara had insisted he take it with him, claiming it was for emergency healing. Whatever that meant. You got this, Charlie, he said, shaking his head and tossing the goo into a bag. No problem. Flowers. Flowers are easy. The door slid open, and Zara stepped in. She was carrying a large, ornate case, almost like a briefcase but with strange symbols etched along its surface. Charlie noticed the way she moved, confident, graceful, every step seeming calculated. She didn't seem stressed at all, which made Charlie feel even more out of place. You ready? She asked, her voice smooth as silk. She took a moment to look him up and down, like she was measuring him for something. I've got the necessary tools for the trip. We need to be quick. I'm not sure how much time I have before the effects of my condition worsen. Charlie raised an eyebrow. The effects of your condition? You mean you're not just sick, you're, what, like, turning into a pumpkin or something? Zara smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Something like that. The sooner we're done, the better for both of us. You understand? I guess so, he muttered, grabbing a harness from the wall and trying to figure out how to put it on without looking too ridiculous. You're acting like this is just a casual day trip. Are you sure I'm the right guy for the job? Zara didn't answer immediately. Instead, she walked over and examined the various items scattered around, then looked back at him. You're human. Your species has proven itself adaptable. That is why you are here. Charlie gave a short laugh. Yeah, adaptable. You know, We *adapt to all sorts of situations. Like bad situations. This is definitely one of those. Do not worry. She was now standing directly behind him, her presence oddly intimidating. I have every faith in your ability to adapt to this one. You have special skills star. Charlie froze for a second. Special skills? What? Like the ability to be in over my head? Because, honestly, I'm getting that vibe right now. Zara raised an eyebrow at him. You are skilled at solving problems, Charlie. All humans are. That is why you will succeed. Charlie shrugged, trying not to sound too nervous. Yeah, sure. Well, I'll try not to screw it up. He looked down at his boots for a moment, then back at her. But you can't seriously expect me to believe all this physical proximity stuff, right? I mean, it sounds like something out of a really weird sci-fi movie. Zara was silent for a beat, then nodded slowly, as though weighing how much she should share. It is not exactly like what you think. There are certain benefits to the human physiology when it comes to healing my species. The way your bodies interact with the flowers, well, it requires more than just an ordinary procedure. Charlie blinked at her. So, let me get this straight. I need to go to a dangerous planet, find some flower, and somehow help you heal with my body What? Am I supposed to rub the flower on you? Her gaze held his for a moment before she responded, her tone almost teasing. Not exactly. But if you'd prefer that approach, I'm sure we could arrange something later. Charlie felt his face flush. Okay, I'm really starting to regret agreeing to this now, he muttered under his breath, trying to shake off the tension. But Zara wasn't done with him yet. You humans are so easy to distract. She chuckled, though her voice held no real malice. I meant only that your physical proximity is required to make the medicine work. It enhances the effect. Charlie, it's necessary star. Yeah, you said that, he grumbled, then paused, thinking. So, if I don't get close enough, your medicine won't work? Is that the gist of it? Zara nodded. Exactly. Great, Charlie muttered. I feel like I've been roped into something that's way beyond my pay grade. I fix computers lady, not people star. Zara didn't seem fazed. Your role is essential. And once you've retrieved the flower, we'll return to the ship and you will help administer the medicine to me? Charlie threw his hands up. Right. The medicine. Sure. Let me guess, close proximity is still involved. Yes, she said simply, unbothered by his sarcasm. And it will make the healing process much faster. But you must be prepared. The planet is dangerous Charlie. We cannot afford to waste time or be careless. The creatures that inhabit the land are aggressive, and the terrain is treacherous. Lovely, Charlie said, grabbing a small pack of supplies. So, dangerous planet, alien monsters, and me, the clueless human who's just trying to not die. Got it. Can't say I'm thrilled, but I guess I'm in. Zara studied him, her face unreadable. You're not entirely clueless, Charlie. You just need to believe in your own abilities. I've seen humans in action before. You are more capable than you think. Charlie gave a half smile. Well, I guess I've got that going for me. Then, capable or not, let's get this over with. Zara reached into her case and handed him a small device that looked like a cross between a flashlight and a metal rod. This is a tracking beacon, she said, her tone businesslike. It will lead us to the flower. Be careful with it. We don't want to waste time. Charlie took the device and weighed it in his hand, realizing it wasn't heavy, but it certainly felt like it could do some damage if necessary. Sure, I'll be careful, he muttered. I've got the delicate touch, after all. She didn't respond, her attention already turned toward the door. We leave now. Time is of the essence. With one last look around the cramped quarters, Charlie followed Zara out of the room. He wasn't sure what he was getting himself into, but the more he thought about it, the more he realized he had no choice but to go along with it. Besides, if he didn't help her, who else would? It seemed like, for better or worse, he was the only one who could get her what she needed. And in the process, Maybe figure out just what the hell was going on with her strange, intimate medical requirements. Don't worry, Charlie, he muttered to himself as they made their way down the hallway. You've got this, probably. The ship's engines hummed as they entered the atmosphere of the alien planet. Charlie had never been in anything like this before, floating in space, traveling light years away from Earth. He glanced over at Zara, who seemed calm and composed as always, her gaze focused on the planet below. To him, it looked like something out of a bad sci-fi movie, a swirling mass of gray clouds and jagged mountains. It wasn't the kind of place you'd imagine a peaceful flower to grow. So, Zara, remind me again why we can't just order this flower online? Charlie joked, trying to hide the unease in his voice. He wasn't sure if it was the pressure of the situation or the fact that he was about to land on a dangerous alien world with only the vaguest idea of what they were doing. Zara didn't even flinch. This flower only grows on this planet. It's a rare species that can only be harvested under specific conditions. If we fail, I will not be able to survive. Charlie raised an eyebrow. No pressure then, right? Her gaze met his, and there was a flicker of something that looked almost like concerned star. I trust you can handle it, Charlie, but be aware. There are things on this planet that won't hesitate to make you a meal if they see you as weak. He could hear the seriousness in her voice now, and it made his stomach tighten. This wasn't some random mission, it was life or death, and if he wasn't careful, it might be his own. The ship touched down with a soft thud, and the door slid open to reveal a barren landscape. The air was thick with humidity, and a pungent odor wafted in from the outside. Charlie stepped out first, taking a cautious breath. The ground beneath his boots was soft, almost spongy, and the temperature was uncomfortably hot. This place is like a sauna, Charlie muttered, wiping his brow. And I didn't sign up for the swamp tour. Zara followed him outside, her expression unchanged. The conditions here are not ideal for your kind. Stay close. Charlie's eyes darted around the strange terrain. Towering, twisted trees with glowing leaves lined the horizon, casting eerie shadows in every direction. The sky overhead was a sickly orange color, and strange birds that didn't look quite like birds circled lazily, their wings making unnatural screeching noises. The place felt alive, but not in the way you'd expect. Yeah, close, Charlie repeated, trying to ignore the growing sense of unease creeping up his spine. I think that's a good idea. Let's just get this flower and get out before the local wildlife decides I'm on the menu. Zara didn't respond immediately. She seemed lost in thought, her eyes scanning the horizon, her posture alert. She handed him the tracking beacon, its small, metallic body now glowing with a soft blue light. This is it, she said quietly. Follow the signal. It will lead us to the flower. Charlie looked down at the device, then back at Zara. Yeah, sure. If this flower's anything like the rest of this planet, I'm guessing it's not exactly growing in the local garden center. Huh? Zara's lips twitched. No, it is hidden in a dangerous area. That's why it requires specific conditions to be reached. She didn't elaborate, and Charlie figured she wasn't about to offer him any comforting details. If anything, the fact that she wasn't talking made him more nervous. He set off, following the beacon's signal as it blinked at regular intervals, glowing brighter the closer they got to their destination. The journey was slow, the ground uneven, and the air heavy. Every step felt like it took more effort than the last. As they trudged deeper into the planet's wilderness, the sounds around them grew more sinister. There was an unnatural rustling in the trees, like something was moving just out of sight. Charlie felt a prickling sensation on the back of his neck, a warning that didn't make him feel any better. You know, he said, trying to break the tension with humor, if I didn't know better, I'd say this place was designed by some kind of sadistic interior decorator. Very savage chic, Zara's eyes flicked to him for a moment, and this time there was a hint of amusement in her gaze. I think it is more suited to those who thrive in Danger Star. Oh, yeah, Charlie grinned weakly. I've got Danger Survivor written all over me. Suddenly, a loud crack echoed from behind them. Both of them froze. Charlie's heart pounded in his chest. The sound came again, closer this time. Whatever it was big. Zara held up a hand, motioning for Charlie to stop. She stepped in front of him, her body language shifting from casual to lethal in an instant. Her forearms subtly adjusted her stance, and her eyes narrowed as she scanned the surroundings. "What the hell was that?" Charlie whispered, his voice barely audible. Zara's gaze remained focused, her body poised like a coiled spring. "Stay still," she instructed, her voice low. "There is something hunting us." Charlie's throat went dry. "Well, that's reassuring." He tried to swallow his fear and steeled himself, his hand instinctively going for the small blaster holstered at his side. It wasn't much, but it was something. The rustling grew louder, and out of the corner of his eye, Charlie saw something large and dark moving toward them through the underbrush. His pulse quickened, and he could feel a bead of sweat slip down the side of his face. Zara didn't move, her eyes locked onto the creature now emerging from the trees. It was massive, covered in thick, leathery hide with glowing red eyes. It was part reptile, part insect, and entirely terrifying. It had 6 legs, each one ending in sharp claws that scraped against the ground. Its massive mouth opened in a growl, revealing rows of jagged teeth. Charlie's breath caught in his throat. That doesn't look friendly." Zara didn't take her eyes off the creature. "Stay behind me," she ordered. Before Charlie could react, Zara was already moving, her forearms reaching for a long, jagged knife-like blade strapped to her side. She raised it, and in one smooth motion, she charged at the creature, her speed a blur. Charlie instinctively backed up, his heart hammering in his chest. There was no way he could fight something like that. He wasn't trained for this, he was just a guy who fixed gadgets. But Zara wasn't giving him much of a choice. The creature roared, a deafening sound that made Charlie wince. But Zara didn't hesitate. She dodged its swipe, moving with an unnatural grace that almost made her look like she was dancing. She slashed the blade across its side, drawing dark, alien blood. Charlie could only watch in awe as she fought, his mind racing. This was it. This was what he'd gotten himself into. Zara wasn't just some helpless alien who needed his help. She was a warrior, and right now, she was saving his ass. The creature retaliated, swinging one of its massive claws at Zara. She dodged again, but this time, it was clear that the creature was faster than she had anticipated. It caught her side with a glancing blow, sending her staggering back. "Zara!" Charlie shouted, his mind racing. He didn't know what to do, but he couldn't just stand there and watch her get hurt. Without thinking, Charlie grabbed the tracking beacon from his belt and hurled it at the creature. The small device hit it square in the eye, causing a bright flash. The creature howled in pain and staggered back, disoriented. Zara took advantage of the opening, launching herself back at the creature with renewed fury. She drove her blade deep into its neck, and with a final, guttural scream, the creature collapsed to the ground. Charlie stood there, frozen, his heart still pounding in his chest. It was over. Zara was hurt, but alive, and so was he. "Nice work," he muttered, his voice shaking a little more than he'd like. "That was impressive." Zara, her chest heaving from exertion, gave him a brief nod. "You did well, Charlie. Now, we continue." And with that, she turned, unbothered by the close call, and resumed walking toward the beacon's signal. Charlie, still trying to process what had just happened, followed, unsure of what else to expect, but sure of one thing: this wasn't going to be the last thing they had to face on this damn planet. The further they ventured into the planet's heart, the more treacherous the landscape became. What had once been a seemingly dense forest had turned into a labyrinth of jagged rock formations and towering cliffs. The air was thick with humidity, making every breath feel like it was being sucked through a wet rag. Charlie was drenched in sweat, his muscles aching from the strain of moving across uneven ground. Every step felt heavier than the last, and the weight of the situation started to feel a lot more real. Zara was ahead of him, her pace never faltering. Her movements were fluid, graceful, like she was born to navigate this hostile environment. But Charlie wasn't used to this kind of terrain. The terrain of Earth didn't require leaping across chasms or scaling rock faces. He found himself stumbling more than once, his hand instinctively reaching for a rock or ledge to steady himself. "Hey, Zara," he called out, wiping his brow with his sleeve. "You sure this is the right way? I feel like we're going straight into a giant rock pit." Zara glanced back at him, her expression unreadable as usual. "The flower is close. Trust the beacon." Right, Charlie muttered. Trust the beacon. He glanced at the small device in his hand, its steady pulse reassuring him that they were on the right track. But with every new step, Charlie couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. The deeper they went into this planet, the more the feeling of being hunted seemed to grow. Just as that thought crossed his mind, a low growl vibrated through the air. Charlie froze, his instincts kicking in. His head snapped to the side, scanning the surroundings for any sign of movement. He could feel the hairs on the back of his neck standing on end. Zara didn't seem fazed, her eyes already scanning the distance, calculating the next move. "Stay quiet," she whispered. "We are not alone." Before Charlie could ask what she meant, a massive shape emerged from the shadows. A hulking creature, its scales shimmering like oil in the dim light, its eyes glowing an angry red. It had 8 legs, each ending in razor-sharp talons, and its mouth was filled with rows of jagged teeth that gleamed in the gloom. Charlie's heart skipped a beat. Oh great! What the hell is that? Zara didn't take her eyes off the creature, her stance shifting as she sized it up. "That," she said flatly, "is a Vrix, a predator of this planet. They don't take kindly to intruders." Charlie's pulse raced, and he instinctively backed up a few steps, his hand reaching for the blaster at his side. "You've got to be kidding me. I thought we were supposed to just pick some damn flower, not get eaten by some giant, mutant insect." The Vrix growled again, and with a sudden, fluid motion, it lunged forward. Zara was faster. She pulled a curved blade from her side, and in one swift motion, she met the creature midair, slashing its underbelly with a force that made Charlie's stomach turn. But the Vrix didn't go down easily. It shrieked in pain, twisting in the air, and brought one of its taloned legs down on Zara's side. "No!" Charlie shouted, his pulse pounding in his ears. In a split second, Zara spun out of the way, narrowly avoiding the blow, but the creature wasn't done. It swung again, this time faster, with more deadly intent. Charlie's brain was screaming at him to move, to do something, but his legs were frozen in place. His body was screaming at him to run, to get out of the way, but the look in Zara's eyes, fierce, focused, kept him rooted. "Zara," he yelled, as the Vrix advanced, clearly aiming for her with a vengeance. "Get the beacon," she shouted back at him, her voice sharp. "Find the flower. I'll handle this." Charlie didn't know what to do. The situation was spiraling out of control. He had no combat training, no experience with creatures like this. All he had was a damn blaster that looked like a toy next to the Vrix's massive form. But Zara's words snapped him out of his hesitation. Without thinking, he grabbed the beacon and turned to scan the area. The signal was still active, still pulling them forward. He could hear Zara fighting the creature behind him, the sounds of metal slicing through flesh, growls, and her controlled grunts of effort. The beacon's pulse started to intensify as he moved. His eyes scanned the surrounding area, finding a narrow pass between 2 towering rock formations. It was barely wide enough to fit through, but the signal was coming from there. This was it. The flower had to be inside. Charlie didn't have time to second-guess himself. He sprinted toward the narrow gap, his breath coming in short, sharp bursts as his feet slid in the mud. Behind him, the battle between Zara and the Vrix raged on, but he forced himself to focus on the task at hand. The flower. They needed the flower. If they were going to survive this, they had to get it. The narrow pass opened up into a small, hidden valley, where the light was dim and the air felt almost alive. The ground was soft, and in the center of the valley, a patch of tall, glowing flowers stood, their delicate petals shimmering in the dim light. Charlie approached cautiously, his steps slowing as he neared the flowers. He could feel the hairs on his neck standing on end again, but not because of danger. There was something about the flowers, something *wrong star. It didn't look like a normal, peaceful patch of nature. The air around them seemed charged, as if the flowers themselves were watching him, waiting. He knelt down, carefully reaching out to pluck one of the flowers from the ground. The moment his fingers made contact, the flower seemed to pulse with energy, as if it were alive. "Charlie!" Zara's voice came from behind him, strained but urgent. "Hurry!" Charlie didn't hesitate. He grabbed the flower and turned, just in time to see Zara staggering into the valley, blood dripping from a gash along her side. The Vrix wasn't far behind her. It looked furious, its eyes glowing brighter than before, its talons gleaming with fresh blood. Charlie's heart raced as he ran toward her. "We've got what we came for. Let's get out of here." Zara glanced at him, her face a mask of determination despite the blood loss. "This is not over, Charlie. We have to leave. Now?" The Vrix was closing in, its growls vibrating through the air as it lunged toward them. But Charlie wasn't about to let it take them down, not now, not after everything they had been through. His mind raced, and in the split second before the Vrix could strike, he raised the blaster and fired. The shot hit the creature square in the chest, causing it to stumble backward with a shriek. It paused for a moment, disoriented, before charging again, but slower, more cautious this time. "We need to move faster," Charlie shouted, pulling Zara toward the exit of the valley. Zara gritted her teeth but didn't resist. "We must make it to the ship. Keep moving." With the Vrix still on their tail, Charlie and Zara sprinted through the rocky terrain, the distant thudding of the creature's footsteps growing louder behind them. But they had what they came for. Now all that mattered was getting back to the ship alive. And as they reached the ship's landing site, Charlie couldn't help but feel a mix of relief and dread. They weren't out of the woods yet. Whatever came next, he knew it wouldn't be easy. But for the first time since they landed, he felt like they might actually stand a chance.